Something for everybody here. I think this could be the best value, family-friendly campsite in France. Let's go take a look and let me know in the comments if you agree. Stay tuned to the end and I'll let you know how much this cost us for 10 nights. The L'Oceano d'Or campsite is located in a small town of Jard-sur-Mer, off the coast of the southwestern Vendée. So you're greeted with a very welcoming reception area, really well laid out, air conditioned, and then you're straight into the bar. It is early in the morning, so not a lot going on in here. Small little games room. As you can see, everywhere is immaculately clean. The restaurant with indoor and outdoor seating. Now I have to say, the staff here are super friendly. Everyone we've bumped into couldn't be more helpful. And we arrived quite late in the day. I think we got here 9 p.m, something like that. No problem whatsoever. We've completed all our pre-registration online. So the barriers knew our number plate. So when we arrived, the barrier just let us in. There was an envelope inside reception which had all the details, our pitch number, everything else all sorted. So the late arrival is no issue whatsoever. And the next morning, we just made our way to reception before midday to complete the check-in. So that could not be better. And it's quite reassuring when you've got a long drive to get down that you know there's not going to be a problem on arrival. Now, opposite reception, we have the on-site shop. And as you might expect, this stocks everything you could want whilst staying here, from fresh produce, frozen, chilled, obviously your alcohol, and everything in between. All the stuff that Dora would normally claim is absolutely essential. I'm sure we've got at least one of those stuck to our fridge. If we haven't, I'm sure it won't be long before we have. And there's reception just over there. Let's make our way onto the site. Now I have to say, one of the best parts of this campsite for me, especially if you do have a family, is this fantastic pool area. This pool area has got something for everybody, and I mean something for everybody. We've got the lazy river round the outside. Absolutely ample sunbeds, as you can see. Lovely chill out area where you can sit and enjoy the sunshine and lovely blue sky, as you'd expect. And then over this side we have a more shallow area for the small children, and we also have some slides for both the small and the big children. You're never too old for a gentle water slide. Nice, soft, artificial grass play area here. And then we have plenty of additional sunbeds around the side here. Now I'm sure you'll agree, what a fantastic pool area that is. But if your children are really small or they like it a little bit warmer, inside here we've got the indoor pool area, which is much more shallow, and it's quite literally like being in a greenhouse. So perfectly warm if you've got smaller children. Let's take a look inside. as you can see, fully enclosed, which does offer quite a bit of protection from those UV rays for your small children. And during the day when it's particularly warm, this middle section here, all the way over, opens up, allowing a bit of fresh air inside. And then we've got a really cute little play area. Now the great thing about this, of course, is because it's on your campsite, you can come and go as much as you like. So if your children like half hour, 20 minutes, and then they're done, you can just do that several times a day and the world's your oyster. In the corner of the pool area, we have the bar with some very welcome shade. 30 degrees it was the last few days, so very warm, even though it's only just the 2nd of June. Take all your snacks and your drinks in the corner here, and it's all lit up at night, as you can see from all the lighting. Like I previously mentioned, it is relatively early in the morning, so the bar and all that jazz not yet open. However, what a lovely area. The guys and girls over the weekend were playing bowls along here. Actually quite tempted to have a go. Might have reached that stage in my life where that kind of game is a bit appealing, but we didn't, because we didn't want to embarrass ourselves in front of the locals. So more outdoor seating for chilling or drinks from the bar. And then we have the children's outdoor play area in the sand. So climbing frames, slides, all that kind of thing that you would normally expect. So once again, if you have got those younger children, something to keep them occupied. Actually, you know what? All weekend, I've had my eye on this slide over here, and you know what? There's no one around, so it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it?
Much later. Eventually.
Right, mum's the word. That was a bit of a tight squeeze, to be honest. Thought I was going to get stuck at one stage. Anyway, let's crack on with the tour. Situated just next to the swimming pool, we have something slightly bigger for the older kids. So we've got the indoor football / basketball court in here, and then the slightly higher climbing area for the bigger kids, like I say. We've also got tennis in the background there, and we also have a bouncy castle for the kids of all ages, although it has been raining, so it's more of a bouncy water pool than anything else. Let's try out the slide. Yeah, maybe this is designed for children of a slightly younger age. Like I say, something for everybody here to keep everybody occupied on site. You could literally stay here and not need to leave the site. Like I say, especially if you've got small kids. There are plenty, in fact there are absolutely loads of these static vans / cabins, whatever you want to call them. In fact, I think over the last few years, we came here a couple of years ago, they've actually got more and more of these, meaning there are more of these than what there are touring pitches now. So if that's something you would rather do, you've then obviously got the option of flying out if you wanted, hiring a car and booking one of these lodges. All come with their own parking space, so you can keep your car next to your lodge, so you've got everything you need in one place. Now, whilst we did experience a French bank holiday whilst we were here, and this place was rammed, I have to say, for the most part, in May and now early June, it's quiet. So if you're thinking about coming and you want something a bit quieter for you and your family to chill out, I would highly recommend May and June are the months to come. They've only just opened after the close season, so they are busy getting the place ready for summer, but everything's open and it's super quiet. On a different note, this time we've come with our daughter, son-in-law and grandson Noah. So the setup for this trip is we've got the motorhome. These guys have hired this cheeky little cabin. Now this is a 3-bed, I'm not entirely sure how tidy they've left it, a 3-bed little cabin. It's actually spot on. It's got everything you need. Nice little kitchen area, a bathroom that's pretty adequate really, shower around the corner there, and then yeah, 3 bedrooms. So you've always got that option that if you want to travel down with family, you can hire one of these cabins as well, and very, very reasonable, I might add. Anyway, I've been sent to grab some belongings. I'll see you back outside. The whole site is planted really, really well. There's loads of different plants, loads of trees, makes it feel really spacious. The pitches also have loads of bushes around them, so unlike some European campsites where you're penned in, these feel really, really spacious. With most of the pitches having these hedges separating them, so you really do feel like you've got your own private area. All with electric hookup for every pitch, tucked away normally behind a bush somewhere, and on 10 amp as well, which is more than adequate for all your applications. We've been running our aircon most days, along with everything else has been fine. Also dotted around the place are these taps for your water, so you haven't just got to travel to one central point. There's another one over there, just on the end. They are literally all over the place, so getting water is never a challenge. You're literally always just a few meters away. If you're lucky enough, you can probably run a hose from the tap to your van directly. If not, it's just a short carry. So this is our pitch, and bear in mind we're a 9-meter motorhome. We have got loads of room on there, plenty of room around the side for our setup. Now, unusually for us, because we're here on a family holiday, we have not moved and will not move the van for 10 days, so we've got a full setup, awning out, and all the pitches are pretty similar. A few meters away we have this utility block, the laundrette. Now in the laundrette we have 8 washing machines and a dryer. They're all controlled from here, which is where you pay, and it's €6 for a wash and €4.50 to dry, apparently. So yeah, a very adequate laundrette. And if you're feeling energetic, absolutely not my line of thinking at all, but next door is where we have the gym. Not the biggest gym you've ever seen, but you can burn off some of those calories from your crepe that you had the day before and 1 or 2 beers maybe in here while your washing's going on. So not a bad setup at all really, and there are more of these on site as well, so you are literally spoilt for choice with facilities here, whatever you're looking for. Whilst you have water dotted around all over the place, here we have the motorhome service point. So you've got your waste grate just here for all your grey, and if you do need water in the corner, we've got a tap here for that as well. So before you head off, or during your stay if you need to, you can come to this point, which is pretty much central to the campsite, and sort your tanks out basically. You know the drill. That's just here. And right next door we have one of many amenity blocks. Now, I'm not sure how many there are, but it never seems to be that you're more than just a few meters away from one of these utility blocks on site. As you can see, there are plenty, absolutely plenty of these washing up sinks, which have unlimited piping hot water, controlled at the front here, a bit different to what we're used to. And then down here, we've got a number of standard showers, so that's the push fit in and hanging parts for your clothes. On the opposite side, we've got the sinks, and then further down, you've got all your toilets. As you can see, these are always absolutely immaculately clean. They really are. Not only are they clean, they smell fresh as well. So yeah, these are dotted around all over the place. What could be easier? It really couldn't. And around the other side, let's just take you around there, it's a little bit of a different setup to what you'd normally be used to, because there's no men's or ladies, it's very mixed. We have exactly the same down this side as well. So more than enough for everyone. And like I say, this is just one of many of these dotted around the campsite. Now, like I said at the start, I'm going to let you know how much all of this has cost us for the last 10 days. For that, I need a coffee, so come and grab a seat. Right, now we've got the coffee, let's go through the costings. So, for 10 nights on this campsite, let's start with the 3-bedroom cabin. That was exactly 400 euros. So I think it was something like 400 euros 57 cents. Bear in mind that sleeps 6. If you've got 6 paying people in there, that is, in fact, what is that? 1 second. Just got my calculator out. So 400 divided by 10 nights is obviously 40 euros per night. Divide that by 6 people, it's basically 6 euros per night, which is incredible for all the facilities in here. So unbelievable. That's euros, so not even pounds. So that's incredible value. With regards to our pitch, bear with, I obviously could have got this ready, but how much fun would that not have been? Okay, so we have paid 245 euros. So 245 euros for 10 nights, so basically 24 euros per night, and that includes unmetered 10 amp hookup, which has been an absolute godsend for the air conditioning we've had on. I think that represents incredible value. For everything that I have shown you, that's incredible. I'd also like to mention that just down the road, literally probably a 10-minute walk, if that, the village of Jard-sur-Mer is fantastic. What I guess in your mind you'd have as a typical French village. Highly recommend the boulangerie. The cakes are like you would imagine they would be in France. I think Ashley's got hooked on baguettes since we've been here. Not sure how he's going to cope when we get back home. So that's on your doorstep. Obviously you've got the beach. There's a lovely little harbour down there, lovely sandy beach. We were there yesterday. So yeah, as an area, fantastic. If you want something a bit bigger, you've got La Rochelle down the road, probably the biggest town in the area, but there's a number of reasonable sized towns dotted around within half an hour or so. If you want to jump in the car, I've seen several buses coming and going, so I'm sure that it would be easy to get a bus if you needed to, but would highly recommend the area as well as the campsite. So if you are thinking of a stay on a campsite and you think this might interest you, we'll put the link in the description for this place, and I would highly recommend end of May, beginning of June, perfect time to come. Have a look for yourself. Drop some comments below, let us know your thoughts. If you've been here, let us know what you think about it. We'd love to hear from you. Catch you on the next one.